Hi everybody, I hope you're having a fantastic day. Shannon here. If you are signing on for the live today, Fear in Taking Up Space, I'm so excited that you're here with me. Send me a heart, send me an emoji, let me know that you're watching, and if you're a per usual, you tune in all the time on my lives, let me know where you're tuning in from. If you're a newbie, hi Danielle, welcome. If you're a newbie and you've never been live with me before, you've never seen any of my lives, say, hey, I'm here, I'm a newbie, and where you're tuning in from. And if you are catching the replay, hello there. If you're catching the replay and you're watching this later, send me a hashtag replay. Hi Michelle, welcome. So happy you're here. So if you are new, welcome. So happy to meet you. My name is Shannon Wooten. I am a life coach. If you are somebody that keeps it real, hangs with me on the daily, welcome back. I love you guys. I love you so damn much. And I'm ready to kick this off and get started. So earlier this week I did a post about fear. And yesterday, hi Melissa, welcome. Yesterday I also did a live about fear. So if you missed the post, go back and read it. I'm just telling you, there was some amazing content in that post. Lots of questions you can ask yourself, how to get centered. Hi, Lindsay, welcome. Danielle shared. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Melissa, hi, lovely ladies. Yes, to everybody tuning in, hi, welcome. But there's a lot of good content in that post. Go check it out. A lot of questions you can ask yourself and get centered in around what your fear is on or around or what you're dealing with. Yesterday, the live was about your willingness or your unwillingness to be with fear. No judgment, noticing who you are about it, who you're being about fear, how you naturally and automatically, instinctively notice that you respond when fear is in your presence. And I love fear, guys, and I said this to you yesterday. I love it so much because over the past year, I have done a lot of work around it. I'm intimately familiar with fear because I know for me in the past, it was my trigger to stop. It was my trigger to be like, go no further, too scared, do not proceed. This is a warning sign. That was my relationship to it. And that is a doubtful fear-based relationship, right? Whenever fear shows up for you, there's doubt there. I'm too scared, I can't move ahead. But there's another sort of relationship that we can have with fear. Michelle, fear, yes, I struggle with it a lot. We all do. Yes, I hear it, and you're totally capable of changing that relationship, Michelle. Totally capable. But the other relationship with fear that we can have is when there's no doubt. And I hear like what? Happening on the other end of the screen. And it's true. And it's something that took me some time to realize as well. When there is no doubt involved in fear, there is usually something happening within ourselves, right? There's something in your head or something in your heart that's telling you that you have an inclination that you're meant for more. You're meant to make more. You're meant to have better relationships. And the fear that comes in around that thing that you're avoiding the shift around, making that investment, changing the people that you surround yourself with, having great sex, becoming intimately familiar with your body and embracing that confidence, is generally around believing that you can actually get what you want. The fear is, what would happen if I got what I wanted and I didn't know what to do with it? Melissa, we are meant for more. Yes, absolutely. So there's the fear that we're all familiar with, right? It's the fear of like, I'm too scared. I can't possibly proceed. Hi, Tanya, welcome. I don't know what's going to be on the other side of this, of the investment, the return on investment. I'm too afraid. There's too much emotion involved. People will judge me. The other side is, what would life be like if I actually embraced who I am? What would life be like if I actually got to be me empowered? What would it be like if I got to be me affluent, lots of money, financial success, professional success, not just of the monetary kind, but the self-fulfilling kind, relationship success, self-confidence success? What would it be like? So fear creeps up because it's like, oh, I don't know what life would be like if I actually got what I wanted. And this is commonly known as self-sabotaging. Michelle says, my family put me down a lot, always have. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Michelle. I'm sorry to hear that. and I'm 48 FFS. I don't know what that means. FFS. Send me a message. Let me know what that means. So when we engage our mind and our heart and the things that we want, because you're a rule breaker, you're an innovator, you're a get shit done person, you're a badass and a risk taker. A part of that shift that needs to occur is believing that we can actually get it. And then thinking, what happens if I do? So the question to ask yourself is, are you afraid of getting what you want? Or are you afraid of what happens if you do? Right? We all approach fear with the idea of either I will or I won't. And if I won't, it's because I'm too afraid. I'm too scared, right? But there is that aspect of us too that's like, I could actually get this. I could actually do this. I could actually succeed. But we're programmed, or we have so many stories around, we're too loud, we're too obnoxious, we're too audacious to believe that we're deserving of that success, having that confidence. And so we talk ourselves out of it because we're afraid of what's going to happen in that transition. Michelle, FFS, oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, thank you. I didn't know that, obviously. Danielle, yes, little bit. So in terms of dealing with taking up space, the idea of taking up space is the very thing that we have to become comfortable with, can become the very thing that we're afraid of. It's not the idea of, oh, what happens if I don't succeed? It becomes the idea of, what happens if I do? What happens if I become so successful, have so much responsibility, have so much confidence, develop new friendships, new relationships, that I outgrow my current existence? Then the fear becomes, who do I become on the outside of that? I don't know. We start to fear the very thing that we're seeking, the very thing that is sought after, the very thing that we're pouring our energy and our heart and our mind and our soul into. So the idea of fearing not the doubt, but the having no doubt, I know I'm intelligent. I know I have the capability of being wildly successful. I know I want to have this level of confidence in myself. I know I want to have these sorts of relationships in myself. I know I want my business to make this amount of money. I know who I want to be. Doesn't become the thing we fear. We know we can do those things. We believe in our heart and soul that we can. Hi, Kristen. Hi, Karen. The thing that we fear starts to become the element of owning it, taking up that space in our lives, and impacts everything around us. And it becomes the question of, can we handle it if we do? Can we handle that level of success? Can we handle that level of confidence? And if you think you can, then the answer is yes. The answer is you can do it. You just have to say yes to it. So when it comes to taking up space, Michelle, yes, that's what I'm doing. Getting rid of toxic people, major shifts. Beautiful. Melissa, this gives me all the feels. Yes, I can handle it. Yes, you can. It's a matter of deciding. There are layers of fear, right? Just like there are layers of feelings. Danielle, I cried before my, I don't know, strychnine was released in a book, and I cried on my husband because I knew it was the start. I'm trying to see. It won't let me see more. It won't let me see more. I hate that about Facebook. I love Facebook, but I hate that I can't see more of the posts and the lives. I cried because I knew it was the start of my story. Amazing. So when it comes to having fear, a lot of us focus on the things that we doubt, right? Can I be successful? I don't know. Should I make this investment? I'm not sure what the return on the investment's going to be. I don't know. We're all familiar with the doubt. But the thing that we kind of exclude from ourselves from seeing is that the not doubt, the belief that we can actually do it and not knowing what's going to be on the other side of it. And when it comes to fears and having those fears about, can I handle it? Can I handle it if I actually become who I feel like I am in my heart of hearts? Can I handle it if I become the phoenix that flies free and takes up space and allows my fire and my energy and my passion and my compassion to be seen and heard and let my voice reverberate, allows myself to be successful, allows myself to go after business the way I want it to be, allows myself to make mistakes, screw up, feel the fears, and do it all anyways? If I allow myself to be with my fears about money, if I allow myself to realize that I can be wildly successful, if I allow myself to be with my fears about sexuality and allow myself to believe that I can feel confident and love it, love sex, take on my relationship to sexuality, allow myself to be with my self-confidence, then it has to be something that you are willing to say yes to. You've been so used to being one way for your whole life that the thing that we become the most fearful of, the thing that we become most scared of or scared about, is the shifts that are required for us to actually become that person, right? I have to actually say yes to her. I have to actually say yes to this investment. I have to actually say yes to the time and the energy. I have to actually break the rules, make my own rules, get shit done, honor my commitments, be the badass risk taker that I know I am in my heart. I have to actually say yes to her. I have to actually allow myself to realize that everybody may not come with me. Hi, Kat. I have to allow myself to realize that I can get what I want. I already am getting what I want. And I have to allow myself to continue to grow in that direction. So the fear stops being about what you can't do. And it transforms itself. When you have the mindset shift of here's who I want to be, it transforms itself into being about what happens if I actually do become her? What happens if I actually do make that amount of money? What happens if I actually do love who the fuck I am, naked and exposed and loving myself and sharing myself vulnerably with other people? What happens if I quit my job? What happens if I decide that I can be a successful entrepreneur? I can be vulnerable and badass at the same time. The fear transforms itself into that, and it starts to shrink that thought that we had of here's who I want to be. It starts to infringe itself upon it, and it starts to make us think that we need to shrink ourselves too. We need to shrink ourselves into believing that we need to take up less space. We need to allow our voice to be less heard. We need to allow our opinions to be less known. We need to allow ourselves to be less seen, shave our heads, get tattoos, dye our hair, say fuck if we feel the need to say it, right? So the fear is that you haven't decided yet. When you are starting to believe that I could actually be wildly successful, I could actually have confidence in myself, I could actually be so successful that it scares me, the commitment scares me, that's when the fear shifts because you haven't decided it yet. You haven't decided to be you. You haven't decided to change. I actually watched this live earlier today from another coach. She's amazing. She's absolutely inspiring. You should go check her out. Her name is Melanie Ann Layer. And one of the things that she said, which is so intrinsically, energetically connected to what I wanted to talk about today with you guys, which Sign from the Universe, Shannon Speak on It, Share with It, that I happened to see her sharing something similar, was she said, if you don't say yes to this, then you will say yes to something else. So the idea for me about that with this, the idea of believing in actually getting what you want and saying yes to, yes, I can have it. Yes, I am worthy. Yes, I am lovable. Yes, I am already wealthy as I want to be right now. If you're not saying yes to those things, then you're saying yes to your fears. You're saying yes to, I don't believe that I can be this successful. Yes, I'm going to live in that fear instead of taking on this transformation, taking on the change of who I have been all along, not allowing myself to be, not allowing myself to take up space and become. Melissa says, I have to actually honor my word. Well, damn. Well, damn, Melissa, that's right. Yes, I love that. Welcome, Kelly. So I love talking about fear because when people hear fear, there's like this poo-poo about it, right? There's like this idea of like, well, if you have fear, you can't share it. If you have fear, you need to like push through it. And I agree with that, but not blindly. And when I mean blindly, I mean realize what the fear is about. Is the fear about the doubt? Is the fear that I'm too scared to take this risk? I'm too scared of what the outcome may or may not be? Is it literally that you're scared and you're unwilling to take it? Or is the fear about that you actually have no doubt? You know you've been capable and eligible for and ready for greatness your whole life. There's been that little twinkle or inkling in your stomach that has said, I am ready for so much more. I am available for so much more. But you have been one way your whole life. That's who everybody knows you to be. That's who you know you to be up to this point. And so the idea of allowing yourself to take up exponential amount of space, to be a phoenix and rise above, becomes the thing that you actually fear. The belief that you can actually be successful beyond your wildest dreams, The belief that you can actually have an unshakable confidence. I'm not available for criticism. That was from yesterday's video, remember? The idea that you are truly a badass and will embody it. The idea that you are a risk taker. The idea that you can say, I'm going to invest this money without fear because I will make it back in dividends because I am the person that does that. The belief in actually getting what you want and in leaving people in your wake, it can happen. But you can also reap the benefits of all that that means. Stepping into your skin for the first time and maybe ever. Attaining financial and professional freedom and success like you only imagined, but better. Having the relationships that you always dreamed of and feeling supported and taken care of, not only by the people out in the world, but by yourself. I support me. I decide I trust me. I'm not available for criticism. Those fears, you can notice them, you can recognize them, but they don't have to run the show. The fears of, I have doubts, I get it, but also I have a fear that I am meant to be wildly successful is one that you can say yes to right now, today. So if you're watching this, I want you to either post it in the comments of this video, or I want to have you write it down on a post-it and post it somewhere that you are going to see it every single day. I want you to write, I say yes to wealth. I say yes to great sex and healthy relationships. I say yes to self-confidence. And I say yes to myself. So if you're watching this and you're feeling that, type yes and post it below in the comments. Or like I said, write it down on a post-it and somewhere that you are going to see it every day. And write it down so that you embody it. Write it down that you take on the belief of, yes, I will get what I want. Yes, whatever. And look, I'm using money, sex, healthy relationships, confidence, because those are the things that I'm tapping into, right? Because like I said, like I pulled from Melanie and it just really resonated with me. And I want to share it with you because if you are not saying yes to yourself, you're saying no. No, not available for financial success and wealth. No, I'm not available for healthy relationships. No, I'm not available for self-confidence, right? To embody your energy, to have it be let off its leash, to fly free, to be the phoenix that you know you are, you have to stop saddling the lion. You have to decide, if I believe that I can get what I want, then I have to step into it. I have to take on expansion. I have to be the rule breaker, innovator, get shit done, badass, risk taker, money making, confident, badass bitch that I know that I am, and I have to step into acting and fulfilling and declaring on that for myself. One of the things that I write down, and I have on a post-it for myself literally on my wall, is how are you proving that you get to be worthy, loved, and wealthy as fuck right now? Literally, it says this right here, as fuck right now. So, it's not bullshit, right? It's not bullshit to shift your thinking by releasing the reins on yourself. It's not bullshit to say yes that you can have the life that you want. It's not bullshit to say yes that you can handle the person that you believe that you're meant to grow into. I get it, guys. I myself have lived, in that fear of if I actually became who I believe Shannon was supposed to be, that my energy would be too much. That people wouldn't understand me, that my family would be alienated, that I would lose friends. And I have to tell you that embodying who I want for myself and realizing that the fear was not in that I couldn't have it, it was in realizing that what would happen if I did, what would happen if I took it. The only thing that has ever happened in me embodying who I wanted to be was that I got to feel every single day, and I get to feel every single day like myself. I'm not pretending. I'm not faking anymore. I'm not living in the direction of anybody else's preconceived notion of who I should be. And I will tell you too, there are people that I outgrew and there are people that didn't come along with me. But in the grand scheme of things, my self-confidence grew. My money mindset grew. My wealth grew. My relationships have grown. So when it comes to taking up space, the fear is not necessarily in what you can't do or what won't happen. Sometimes the fear is in believing in yourself and knowing what would actually happen if it does all turn out that way. If it does all plan and just fall out exactly as you thought it would. The fear can come from realizing, holy shit, what happens then? What do I do then? And yeah, it's exciting and it's exhilarating, and there are those thoughts too, right? You get to be as free as you want to be and being who you are, but there's a responsibility to getting there. And the responsibility is to shift your thinking, shift your actions, and to say yes. Say yes to yourself, say yes to taking up space, say yes to the fact that you can handle whatever may come. Because if you're thinking it, there's a vibration in you that is pulling you and giving you the opportunity to take it. It is your opportunity to say, yes, I will expand into this. Yes, I will grow into it. Yes, I will take this opportunity to prove it to myself that this is what I want. This is who I am. It's your opportunity to prove to yourself that you deserve to have your voice heard in this world, because you do. That you deserve to feel free with your choices and your money, because you do. Because you deserve to have uplifting relationships and feel confident about yourself, because you do. And you actually already are. You're just not embodying it yet. You haven't said yes to it yet. The fear is, what actually happens if I become this person? Right? And it's a gut check moment. It's a prove it moment. If that's who you want to be, if that's who you want your business to be about, if this is how you want your connections to be in your life, then say yes to it. Say yes to it. Because if you don't say yes to this, then you're saying yes to having things stay the same way that they've always been. Right? You're saying yes to a life that you understand, that you know, that's always gone the way it's always gone. It's in your comfort zone. But if you say yes to this new thing, this expansion, this embodiment, well then, what would happen? You'd actually take up space. You'd actually be heard. It would actually be easy. It would actually feel fulfilling. You'd actually have the opportunity to just be your damn self. Stop fearing what would happen if I went and took this risk and just took it. Allowed yourself to leap. It's not a matter of convincing. You don't need to be convinced. It's already up here. You just need to shift and say yes. Yes is powerful. Yes is the thing that is the difference between who you were yesterday and who you're going to be in your expansion. Who you're going to be energetically matched to making the amount of money you want to make, to working with the clients you want to work with, to having the relationships you want to have and support in your life, and to feeling confident in who you are. So I wanted to come live today, guys. Danielle, yes. I wanted to come live today, guys, and talk to you about a different kind of fear. The fear of actually taking up space. The fear that we're all familiar with is the one where we shrink ourselves, right? The fear where we're like, that's too scary. Don't do it. Retreat, retreat, retreat. The other fear is stepping into it, saying yes to it, and then being with whatever comes on the other side, and allowing yourself to be new and transformed in that version of yourself as well. Allowing yourself to realize and take ownership of your big, beautiful personality. Allowing yourself to celebrate your brilliance without ego of being like, oh, that's icky. Criticizing yourself. What do other people think, right? What if you actually got to be confident without any sidebar, without any chatter, allowing that to infiltrate your prism of your beautiful self? What if you got to actually be wildly successful as yourself? No faking it till you make it bullshit, right? What if you got to actually have supportive relationships that fulfilled you in the way that you wanted them to without having to sacrifice your wants, having to kind of give a little to get a little tiny bit, right? So I wanted to come live with you guys today and talk about fear in a different way, in a way that encourages you to take up space, in a way that allows you to say yes to yourself for all the things that you know you already are. All the things you've known your whole life you were, but were too afraid to be, of making other people uncomfortable, of standing in it, trying and succeeding, and even trying and failing and saying, I can come back from this. I am already successful. I'm a very special human, and I don't need anybody to validate it for me. I know it in my heart. I believe it in my soul. I'm willing to take on this transition. I'm willing to take this shift. Patricia, yes. Stephanie, welcome. Oh, thank you. Thank you, girl. It's in my hand, a little poof today. She said, you look fabulous. Thank you. I love you. So I wanted to come live and share this with you guys today because fear it's a choice. Just like everything else. And I know that that's hard to get our brain around, like, oh, because it feels so real, right? And the scary part of it is what feels so real. But the other part of it that also feels real is the voice inside of you that's saying, what if you got to be supernova? What if you got to be larger than life? What if you got to be confident in your money game, your business game, your relationship game, your confidence game? And I'm not saying game like it's like, some little tit for tat thing. No, it's just a choice. A choice you make with yourself of this fear is not bigger than the decision that I get to make to take up all the space, to be loud, to have my heart be heard and not allow it to be judged. Patricia, I hate it. Some days I don't feel like I'm nothing. Yes, and that's the thing about fear. It's a choice. It's a story that we buy into. And I say this quite a bit. It's the thing that we turn the volume up on. We also have the opportunity to turn it way down on. So what if you gave yourself the opportunity to take up space? What if you gave yourself the opportunity to believe in that you can actually get what you want? My relationship feels like it's going downhill. And I get that. I understand that. And I'm so sorry to hear that. But you have the opportunity to stand for yourself. You have the opportunity to get what you want, but just decide which fear that you want. Which thing are you going to say yes to? Are you going to say yes to accepting things as they are? Are you going to say yes to standing for your inner rule breaker, your inner innovator, your inner badass risk taker, your inner person that's saying, I have so much compassion and love and joy and just worthiness filled up in me for other people. I need to put it into myself. I'm ready to say yes to that. I'm ready to be the phoenix. I'm ready to say, this is who I am. This is what I stand for, and this is what I'm ready for. My friend Olivia always says, I'm here for it. Ask yourself, what are you here for? Are you here for the doubts and the fears of this is too scary? I can't take this on. This change, this transformation is too big or larger than me. Or are you here for the story, the voice, the truth inside you that says, this shit ain't got nothing on me. I will take it on. I will break the rules. I will defy it. I'm ready to say yes to myself. I'm ready to invest in myself, whether it's financially or personally in my relationships, whatever it is in your life. I'm ready to say yes to me. I'm done playing small. I'm done doing things to appease other people or to make them feel comfortable. I'm here for me, and I'm here to feel comfortable in myself. I'm here, and I'm ready to take up space. So, I love you guys. Patricia says, it's me. I'm ready to say I'm going to kick some ass. Kick all the ass, Patricia. All of them. All the asses. Kick all the asses. I love you guys. I love you so damn much. I wanted to come live today, like I said, and talk to you about taking up space. If you like this video and this resonates with you, and you think you know somebody that this might resonate with too, the fear of believing that they can actually get what they want and saying yes to it, please share it with them. And if you have any comments or questions, post them below. Slide into my DMs. Let me know what's on your mind. Otherwise, if you want to connect with me one-on-one, send me a private message and we'll connect that way too. Be good to yourself, guys. Allow yourself to say yes to yourself. Allow yourself to take up space. Patricia, I love this. I love you. Thank you so much for signing on. I'm so glad that you liked it. Allow yourself to get intimately connected to what your fears are and to what you're saying yes to about them. Instead of saying yes to in service of you taking up space and embodying the freaking unleashed badass that you are, be good to yourself, have some love for yourself and some compassion. And I'll talk to you soon. Have a great week. Peace. Bye.